Overcomers TV, streaming now. Download our app on your smart TV, Roku, Apple TV, and more.
When I first learned about the Caring Place, I was in a very, very dark place in my life. I was alone here in Florida. I'm actually originally from the state of Oregon. I came down here to Florida in December of last year, in 2024. I was struggling with substance use disorder. I had completely burned every bridge that I had in Oregon. I was lost, and I needed a change. And when I decided to come down to Florida, I came down here. I was suicidal, so I thought that coming to Florida, that was going to be the end of my journey here. That was my main goal. I came down to Florida. I drove myself down here over a period of time, sleeping in my car on the side of the road and rest stops. I ended up in South Beach. I ended up at a 24-hour free parking space in South Beach and hung out there for a few days while I was kind of contemplating the last little bit of my time here. I ended up actually in the hospital due to my substance use. I came to outside on the ground. There was paramedics around me and police officers, and I explained to them, what my situation was, and I was taken to the hospital, and I was put in. I was in the emergency room for a few days before I was actually moved to their more, the mental stabilization place, because I had talked to them about being suicidal and that I was trying to use substances to end my existence. I was there for a while, and I was talking with the nurses and the support staff while I was there, and I explained, that I had nothing down here. I didn't know anyone. I had no friends, no family on this side of the country. And they had mentioned a couple of programs, and they had mentioned the Caring Place. And they mentioned that it was a faith-based program. And when I was growing up, I was raised in a Christian home. So I was intrigued by that idea. I had tried other programs before in the past, secular-based programs, and I was, quote-unquote successful in those. But there was still something that was missing from my prolonged recovery and my well-being in my mental state. So they did some work, and I was told that I had a bed available at the Caring Place. So they got me an Uber, and they took me to the front gate, and I was dropped off there at like 4:30 in the morning. This was the 6th of January of this year. I had my discharge paperwork, which is what I was told was all I needed, and come to find out that wasn't exactly how. So I stuck around, and I got to know the staff. I got to know that a lot of them had actually gone through the program, and they had come in situations similar to mine, some not so similar, some worse, some better, but that was all part of it. But the care and the knowledge that they had and the understanding was going to the groups. It was talking with the guest pastors when they came in. It was talking with my caseworker. It was talking with the graduates of the program at that point in time, and just kind of letting him work in my life. I re-accepted him in my life. I did an altar call there at the Center for Men, the Miami Rescue Mission there, the downtown location, the main campus. I did an altar call there, and I still wanted more. But I could feel him starting to work in my life. I could feel that there was more, and I just opened my heart to him wholeheartedly and dedicated myself to him. When they did baptisms the last time, I was rebaptized. I had been water baptized before, but I was not in the right state. I was not. They knew that I was struggling with things. They were always there, but for their own sanity, they had to kind of cut ties with me. And I don't blame them for that. I was being very difficult. But I was able to, stay focused on myself and stay focused on God, and because of that, I've been able to get in contact with them. I've been able to different individuals from all walks of life and all these different places, and that was what really, really changed my life. That was just, it's hard to describe and put into words how beneficial this program has been for me. Coming from absolutely nothing, being given a bed, being given clothes. When I came into the program, I had nothing. I was given clothes from the hospital, and I had the clothes I came in with. I had a pair of shoes on that the hospital gave me that were not my size. They were too small for me. It was hard for me to walk because I was squeezing my feet into these shoes, and the caring place gave me all of these things. They gave me clothes, they gave me food, they gave me shelter, they gave me not only purpose, but they gave me hope. They showed me that there was more for me. They gave me this connection with God that I never had before, that I was able to embrace wholeheartedly because of the way that the program was structured. So in hindsight, when I was struggling with the structure, I now see that that structure was specifically, and we evangelize. We carry a cross, we walk through carrying this cross, we're handing out literature, we're engaging with people, we're sharing God's mercy, God's forgiveness of God's mercy, God's forgiveness of every single thing that you have done until every single thing that you have done until you accept Him in your life. And hey, if you're having a bad day, I'm available to talk to. Accept Him in your life. And hey, if you're having a bad day, I'm available to talk to. I'm not staff. I'm not your caseworker, but I came through this.
Yeah, that's good. Talk about ways people can get involved and support the caring place.
There's so many different ways. Prayer support.
Spiritual battle, which keeps people from.
The prayer support. The staff is always willing to.
An organization.
There's always that. There's never enough. There's never enough. There's so many individuals that give, even when it's hard for them to give, but they know what the caring place does for people. Well, one of the biggest opportunities for me is I'm looking to not only do I volunteer my time